Hello everyone, this is Joel from kidneyforjoel.com and superkidney.com. We're doing Facebook Live FAQ again for the third day in a row. Tonight's question is, why is it difficult to find a direct match, a living kidney donor? Well, for me specifically, and for those of us who live south of the Mason-Dixon line, it is more difficult and it takes longer to wait. And the wait is at least 4 years, more so 6 years. And the reason for that is number one, well, at least in my experience, the reason for that, the number one reason was because my current transplant center was so freaking slow in testing my living kidney donors. I'll give you an example. I've generated with my team 17 living kidney donors between May 1st and July 10th of this year. 17, that's 17, and they've only tested 2 people by July 11th. Actually, he didn't even pass by July 13th. So, and now they've, illegally, inhumanely, and just in violation of my American rights, my American citizen rights as a human being, they've taken me off of the waiting list just like that, over the phone, followed up by a single letter with no permission from me, written explicit permission from me as the patient who's paying for my insurance premium of about $1,300 a month. And my insurance company is the one paying for their for the surgery and the testing. So it is unfair, not just for me, for those who've been wanting to donate to me since the beginning of May. And again, that's a case on its own that is being handled right now, and will be handled, strongly. Second, and this applies for most of us in the south of the USA, south of the Mason-Dixon line. The further south the kidney transplant patient lives, the longer is the wait. And my theory is that because those of us who live in the South, especially in San Antonio, Texas, the diet, the nutrition is really unhealthy. Like, I remember about a decade ago, San Antonio was voted the fattest city in the whole country because of just a lot of cheese and all this. So, thus there's a lot of people in the San Antonio area and the south of the Mason-Dixon line who are eating unhealthily, like chicken fried steak, chicken fried chicken, enchilada, burrito, taco. I mean, there's a lot of diabetics and people with high blood pressure and kidney failure south of the Mason-Dixon line. At least that's my research and part of my theory. So the wait is longer. Whereas if I was living back in Montana, South Dakota, Oregon, maybe Missouri, Iowa, you know, I would have had my surgery last year, 2 years ago. Why? Because number one, there are more donors, healthy donors up north of the Mason-Dixon line, and a lot more people are healthier because of primarily the lifestyle and the nutrition and the diet that they have. Now, the third reason is not as vital as, or not as prevalent in most people, and that is because I have a pretty rare, not very rare, but one of the rare blood types, which is B+, and I can only receive donation, a living kidney donation from an O or a B. Okay? Whereas if I was an AB, which is the universal recipient, I can pretty much receive a kidney donation from most everybody. Of course, that's not the only criteria for a direct match, because not only are they testing what they call the SLA, which is the blood type, but not only are they testing the blood type, but they're also testing the HLA, human leukocyte antigen and antibodies. So there's many factors involved in the matching and testing, and of course the living kidney donor must be healthy, very healthy, to be able to donate. Because if they have high blood pressure, if they have diabetes, if they have some liver problems, if they have drinking problems, if they have psychological problems, or they're too old or too young, you know, they're automatically kicked out of the donor list. I mean, not kicked out, but disqualified. Because you gotta be healthy and you gotta have the direct match. Now, there's still a chance for someone to donate to me, even if we were not direct match, and that is called the kidney swap, which I will address in my next Facebook Live FAQ. Now, the second question was posed by Laura Torres from San Antonio, Texas. I know her personally, and she's herself has some kidney challenges right now. I don't know specifically what that is, and she has a friend whose husband is actually afflicted by kidney disease. And her question is this: how do I know my blood type? Well, you can get yourself tested by going to, let's say, a blood bank or a blood laboratory, you know, or an urgent care center, like Texas Med Clinic, that kind of thing, and pay for your blood test. Now, there is a way to get your blood test done, as well as your kidney function test done for free. And I know for a fact that in San Antonio, Texas, at least south of the southern part of Texas, in the valley, there's an organization called the Texas Kidney Foundation. It's a foundation of its own, separate from the American Kidney Foundation. Okay, a totally separate entity, where they're doing two kidney tests a month. Okay, and you can go to Texas or txkidney.org to find that out. So they'll not only test your complete blood count and all this, but also your blood type, and if you have what we call the silent killer, which is chronic kidney disease. And it's called the silent killer because chronic kidney disease from stage 1 to 5 kills at least 90,000 Americans a year, which is more than breast cancer and prostate cancer combined. And the reason why it's called the silent killer is because those afflicted with chronic kidney disease, stage 1, 2, and 3, don't really know they have it until it's too late, because there's no symptoms. Like in my case, for example, I knew I had kidney disease from birth because I was diagnosed with glomerulonephritis when I was an infant. And from age 8 to 35, I didn't have symptoms. But at age 35, I had blood in my urine. I was frequently urinating. And of course, I was pre-diabetic. I was heavy. This was 15 years ago. I was overweight, hypertensive, pre-diabetic, and all that. So I had the signs, but didn't really know, didn't have the symptoms until I was 35, when I saw blood in my urine one night. And lo and behold, I had a biopsy done that same week. And then the following 2 or 3 days, I found out from the doctor through the biopsy that I still have IgA nephropathy, which is a progressive autoimmune disease. Now, I will explain in another FAQ what are the stages of kidney disease. Now, the third question is also coming from Laura Torres, and she's asking, how can someone who is not working or unable to work without insurance, how can that person avail of some form of benefit or help from either the state or the federal government? Well, I know for a fact that when I was diagnosed with ESRD, end stage or stage 5 chronic kidney disease 2.5 years ago, April 1st, 2015, I was in between insurance because Obamacare kicked in. I was able to apply, I believe, in March, but then it took effect in May. So essentially, I had no had no form of insurance when I was hospitalized. And boy, that scared the heck out of me. But then I found out through the social worker that in Texas, and I'm sure in other states too, there is a fund provided by the state, specifically the Texas. Hi, Chelsea. This is my first angel who passed. And Chelsea, I need to connect with you about what's going on with my transplant status. But anyway, so I found out through the social worker that because I live in the state of Texas, there's what we call the Texas Kidney Fund. That's different from the Texas Kidney Foundation. It's called the Texas Kidney Fund. It's a fund provided by the state of Texas to people with chronic kidney disease stage 5 who's about to undergo or who's undergoing dialysis like I did. And so my dialysis was covered. So again, this is an answer to your question, Laura. So my dialysis was covered the first month, and then my Obamacare kicked in May 1st, and then my Medicare kicked in June 1st. So I now had two insurance just two months after I started my dialysis, right? So in essence, what do you do, Laura, or what do you tell your friends, or for those of you who are interested, how do you find out? Well, effective immediately, once you're diagnosed with end-stage kidney disease, at least in Texas, you'll be funded your dialysis, which is very expensive, very, very expensive. We're talking 5 figures a month, okay, at least 25,000 a month, okay. So what I'm paying for $1,300, $1,200 a month for my insurance premium is really a drop in the bucket if I were to pay it cash. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, I would like to pay for my insurance a lot less than that, but heck, the benefits I'm getting is a lot more than what I'm paying for now. So I'm pretty good, I mean, I'm satisfied in that sense financially for that. So Laura, what you can do, or your friend can do, is actually get with a dialysis center that's close to your residence, and talk to the social worker. Call the social worker, and he or she will tell you what to do. Now, also, to qualify for Medicare, like I qualified for Medicare immediately, because the criteria is this: if you work 10 quarters in your lifetime, they don't have to be successive, they could be at separate times, as long as you've worked for a total of 10 years in your lifetime, which I have, because I've been working as a physical therapist now for like 29 years in the US, and at the time when I was diagnosed with ESRD, I was already working for about 27 years. So I qualified immediately. So if you, Laura, or your friend, or whoever is gonna undergo, because you will know from your nephrologist if your kidney function is about to go down to less than 15, because less than 15 is end-stage renal disease, and the only way you can survive is, number one, dialysis, and long-term is kidney transplant. Okay, so if you worked 10 years or 40 quarters cumulatively, you qualify for Medicare. In fact, I've seen younger patients of mine who are in their 20s and 30s who actually qualify for Medicare, even though they have not worked an accumulation of 10 years. I don't know how that works. All I know is that when I was asked, have you worked for, what do you call this, 10 quarters or 10 years cumulatively, and really, gave Social Security deductions from your paycheck for Medicare, then you qualify. So I qualified. So the first thing you do really is to number one is go to your nephrologist. Number two, get tested if you have chronic kidney disease, and what stage you're in. If you're in stage 4 and 5, you'll be ready for dialysis sooner than later. And then number 3, after you get tested and contact the dialysis center closest to your home, talk to the social worker, and ask about the Texas Kidney Fund, as well as the Medicare qualification. And also, third one is you'll get benefits from American Kidney Fund. This is now for the whole country, so not only in Texas, but it's applicable to everyone else. where they can actually help you pay part, if not all, of your insurance premium every month, depending on your ability to pay and your income and so many things. But it's a process, you know. It took me at least 5-6 months to get that figured out. But I'm telling you right now, be proactive. All right. So I've answered 3 questions tonight. Number one is, why is it difficult to find a direct match living kidney donor? Number 2 is, how do I know my blood type? How do I get tested for kidney disease? And number 3 is, how do I get benefits, or how do I get help from the state, from an organization, from Medicare to offset my insurance premium for getting dialysis or having chronic kidney disease. So I hope that my answers are very clear on those 3 questions. So right now I just wanted to, on my way to my dialysis. There it goes again, the 2-second pain, the 2-second pain again that I don't look forward to, and the 4 hours of being still in that recliner. Good thing I have something to watch on my iPad and iPhone, but I digress. So right now I'm in a quest not only to find a matched living kidney donor who is healthy for myself, but also for many others through the use of the Super Kidney app that we're developing right now. And my hope, our hope, my team's hope is to get it out launched before Christmas of this year. So we have 4 months to really work at it. So I need your help, not only financially, to fund the Facebook fundraiser that we have right now, superkidney.com, but also the help to share this video, the donor page the donation Facebook page, donation at superkidney.com, and also sharing the pictures and the videos and all, so that we can help up to 100,000 Americans who are in the kidney transplant waiting list, waiting up to 6 years, cut down the waiting time down to 6 months. And that is at www.superkidney.com. Now, if you have any questions, I don't have time to answer them live right now, but you can send it to q@kidneyforjoel.com. That's Q as in question at kidneyforjoel.com. Or you can actually post it here while you're watching this live video blog, or you can post it during the replay. And with that, I'll be going to my dialysis now. Keeps me alive, but it takes the life out of me, really, because that's like 14-15 hours a week taken away from me and my family. But hey, if that's the only way to live right now, I'm happy with that. But I do look forward to my kidney transplant surgery, and it's only a day and a quarter before September 1st, when I'm officially gonna be listed with Methodist Transplant Center. That's Friday, September 1st. And with that, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your help. I appreciate your support. And I say goodbye right now, but we'll talk again tomorrow for another Facebook Live FAQ. This is Joel from kidneyforjoel.com and www.superkidney.com. Signing off for now. Bye-bye for now. Thank you.